This is Giovanni Vitale with Whole Mission. Today we're going to take a look at signing into your G Suite and what comes with that. So I'm going to start off by putting, you're going to put your name at mmnfb.com, click Next, type in your password, and hopefully you will type it in correctly. And in Gmail you will see all of the emails that you will have. But that is not our focus today. So today we are going to look at our apps. So if you click on these 9 squares, it will show you everything that's featured with G Suite. Meet that you will use to chat with your clients, Calendar you'll use, Drive, and Docs, Sheets, and Slides. You can utilize those as well. So we're going to start by looking at our Google Drive. And here is your drive. Now it kind of looks a little random. These are just some quick access files that they kind of randomly just like select for you based on what you've looked at previously or frequently. But I want us to look at the shared with me area first. So these are your two main files. So this one I am going to actually move. And I'm going to click Add to my drive. And then I am going to do the same to this one, so that next time you enter into your drive, they will be right here for you. So over here you can click on New, you can create other folders, you can upload your own files, and you can create your own documents and forms and everything else. So let's look at first our Common Instructor folder. So inside our Common Instructor folder, you will see lots of things that will be beneficial to you. We have, just starting just kind of in order, this is our marriage prep certificate. Here is a document going over what the couple experiences. Here is the instructor experience. It kind of goes over what I'm saying now in detail from start to finish. This is a wonderful document from John Paul II when he was here. And there are just some other helpful documents in this area. This is the email that the couples receive at the very beginning. At the top you see other folders. So here are all of our presentations. Here are our handouts, and here are our charts that you can look at your convenience. And this is all found in the Common Instructor folder. Please don't edit any of these documents. They're just kind of for you to use. If you want to edit them, what I'd recommend doing is opening up the document and then selecting File and make a copy. Once you make a copy, you can edit that. Oh, and it's on view only, so you won't be able to edit it anyway, so that's good. And if you click, we're going to go back to the My Drive area. And so we looked at the Common Instructor folder. Now we're going to look at this folder. It will say Files maybe, or it might say your name on your own one. Okay, so in this folder, you have these two files, a copy of a HIPAA form. You may or may not have this. It's only if you ask for a specific HIPAA form from us. And we'll go over what this document is after we talk about the forms. But first, let's go into the Clients folder. And in here, we have an Excel sheet, which is the basic data set. So if you want to record all of your clients' information, it'll make it really easy if we're going to share some of our client data with the researchers over at Marquette. So I recommend that you update this one frequently. And then back in here, we have just background information and follow-up information. So you could make one of these for each of your clients. And let me just show you kind of how you go about making this. So this is, what you want to do is you want to make a copy of it. So you are going to right click and you are going to click on make a copy right here. So when you do that, it will make a copy, and there it is. And then you can click on rename, and you can give it a client ID number, kind of however you want to do it. I kind of like doing like initials, and then you know, maybe doing the date that you taught them or something. So we're just going to do something like that. But you can do it however you want. And then you're going to click OK. And then it would be helpful to also have a folder for all of your couples. So in case they email you charts or anything like that. So we're going to click up here, New Folder. And then you can just give it that same ID number or however you want to go about doing it. I just feel like each instructor has their own way of logging and organizing their files, and then you can just click and drag and move it here and drop it, or you can right click and you can hit move to and then select that file. And then so oh, there it is, move here. Okay, so now it's in here, and then you can find it there, and you can add their charts or whatever other information you might want to add there. Oh, it'll come in very handy in a few minutes too. So let's go back over to the instructor area and go to forms. So these are all forms you should be kind of familiar with Marquette. So let's look at this registration for male. We also have a female one, pregnancy form, 1 year follow-up, follow-ups. And these two are for you to fill out as well. So let's go into the registration form for males. And then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on responses. And somebody filled it out, and it was me. So there are a few things. One thing that you want to do for each registration form is click on this triple dot and hit get email notification for new responses. So whenever somebody fills out a form, you will get an email. So you don't have to check these repeatedly. It'll send you that email automatically. So if you click on that and then I click back on it again, it'll have a check mark there, and then you're all set. Good. So one thing you may want to do is you want to move this information, this data, from the form into your couples folder. So there's I would say there's maybe 2 or 3 different ways you could go about doing this. One way is you could make a spreadsheet. So if you want to create a spreadsheet, you could click create spreadsheet, and then a spreadsheet will show up in that other area. I'm not going to do that right now though, but you can play around with that if you like spreadsheets. If not, I like this way, print all responses. And then, so we're not going to print it, with your printer, but we're going to print it as a PDF and save it to your drive. If you click on more settings here, and then advanced settings, you can give it a name, mail reg form, name it whatever you want, and then hit apply, and then when you hit save, it's preparing to print, and then it is actually gonna, this is one thing I don't like, but it will send it all the way to the beginning of my drive. So it's hanging out here right now. So what I would do is I'm gonna right click on it, hit move to, and then I'll click on instructor folder, and then client folder, and then the client folder, and just move it there. And so now it will show up in this folder right here. So then you have all of the registration information right there for you. But you can kind of take care and manage this information however you feel most comfortable. I'm just showing you a few different options. One thing that is convenient is that each of these forms, actually I'll just move to this one, have a, so you can send them to your couples. We send the registration forms out automatically. If you use time tap for follow-ups, they'll be sent out automatically as well. But there is like a nice long URL here that you can copy and send out. What I did for you though is that if you go back to this page where you have this links for forms, if you open it up, this one's blank, but yours should have a link for all of these registration forms. So that'll be really easy for you, and it tells you right here couples will be automatically emailed these links when they register. Same thing for this one. The 1-year follow-up you will have to send out, but I'll update you when the 1 year comes up for your clients as well. Okay, and let me show you my favorite feature. So if you go back to our drive, my favorite feature is the search drive. So you can just basically type in, like if you're like, oh, where is that breastfeeding chart? Type in breastfeeding and everything that has the word breastfeeding pops up. Or if you remember like, oh, I remember that one couple from like Dearborn. Type in Dearborn and like their information should show up. So the search function can be really easy for you guys, especially if you can't remember and you're in a pinch and you need to find something. So I really recommend using the search drive. Okay, if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to help you. Again, my email is director@mmmnfp.com. Have a nice day.